What's going on, everyone? My name is Joseph Getz. Welcome to another episode of Getz Wild. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Today I am joined by a longtime friend, Matthew Bartolotti. How's it going, Matthew?
I'm doing great.
So,
gonna go for a hike. What more can you ask?
That's right. Matthew was my next door neighbor growing up, and Matthew has done a lot of 4,000 foot peaks here in the mountains. So today we're doing two awesome mountains. We're hiking Mount Flume and Mount Liberty. Mount Flume is the 25th tallest mountain here in New Hampshire out of the 48. It stands at 4,328 feet tall. And then Liberty, which is just north and slightly to the west along the Franconia Ridge from Mount Flume, is the 18th tallest mountain here in New Hampshire, and that stands at 4,459 feet tall. We are doing the Liberty Springs Trail today, which is part of the Appalachian Trail. It's about 3 miles from where we are here at the Flume Visitor Center all the way to the top of Liberty. We're gonna go along the Franconia Ridge Trail to Flume, which is 1.5 miles, and then we're gonna retrace our steps. So today we're doing about 10 miles. So
Sounds good.
We're gonna get started, and it's turning out to be a beautiful day here, so I'll check back in with you soon. Liberty and Flume, and you can see the slides, the rock slides on the side of Flume there, and we are definitely not going up the Flume Slide Trail today. Maybe I'll do that in another video, but a little bit tricky in the winter for sure, extremely steep. Up to this point, Matthew, we have been walking along the recreation trail that runs through Franconia Notch. So in the summer it's a bike path, runs on both sides, I believe, of Interstate 93. But now that it's winter, it becomes a snowmobile trail. So when you guys are parking at the Flume Visitor Center like we did today, and you're doing this hike, just be cautious of all the snowmobilers. We were actually fortunate, none came whipping by, but just got to be careful because they are flying along this this stretch this time of the year. So the Liberty Spring campsite, which is near the summit, that's 2.6, and then just 0.3 of a mile past that is the Franconia Ridge Trail, and then at that point we're just about at the summit of Liberty. So yeah, I got about 3 miles to the summit from here.
I love these signs, by the way. I know, like, some people talk about, like, oh, you know, you're putting these signs up in the wilderness, like, leave no trace, whatever. But just something about seeing these signs in the woods just, like, evokes, I don't know, personally, inside myself, like, this just sense of adventure, being outside, enjoying the natural world. Sounds kind of corny, but...
No, well said. I think a lot of people would agree.
Yeah.
You know, this is iconic New Hampshire, iconic White Mountains. And we are at the intersection of the Flume Slide Trail, which goes that way, and the Liberty Spring Trail, the Appalachian Trail, which we are taking today, which will head straight up to the top of Liberty. All right, breaking out the micro spikes. Catula, one of the popular brands. Catula, and I think Hill Sound is the other popular micro spike that people use. It has like a Velcro that goes over the shoe to help secure it, but I haven't had too many problems with the Catulas. A little extra traction. Starting to get a little bit steep here on the Liberty Spring Trail, so I find it a little bit easier to sit down. I always pull a muscle in my back when I try and do it standing up.
Yeah.
I feel like an old man. But yeah, they just snap right over your boot like that. Got some spikes. So Matthew does not actually own a pair of micro spikes.
I do not. So thankfully Joseph had an extra pair. These look like the Catulas he was talking about before.
Yeah, so these are the micro spikes, Catula micro spikes, and then these are the Catula Trail trail crampons, I want to say they're called.
It says like leaf spring on here.
Yeah, it's got the patented leaf spring technology.
So I don't know if that's what this means, how it like extends like that.
Yeah, yep, I think so.
Which is great because I have a huge foot, size 13.
Right, my foot is 9.5, and Matthew has a size 13 boot, and these crampons fit my boot, and they also just barely fit Matthew's as well. This is a striped maple?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's striped maple. These guys tend to be kind of smaller like this, like a narrower trunk, because they grow pretty quickly. They usually don't get super big, if I remember correctly.
So that's not a maple where you tap and get syrup?
Yeah, but you tend to find them like up in the mountains, and their saplings just kind of shoot up. They've got like in the summertime like those big kind of leaves that look characteristic of a maple. Like if you saw, you'd think, oh, this is probably a maple leaf, but like different from like a red or sugar maple. This is a spruce because we got spiky needles at the tips here. The old adage that I use is that spruces are spiky and then firs are friendly, because fir needles, their tips are blunt, where like this is a spruce, and so it's spiky at the tip. So if you find a balsam fir, those will have like the blunter needles. This is probably a red spruce. Red and black spruce are the ones that grow up here. Reds tend to be more like in the tree line, where the black spruce tend to be like over the top.
Cool.
Yeah.
Platforms 1 and 2 are for large groups only, please. Oh, a little bit of a view here. Let me adjust the exposure. Yeah. There you go. Cannon Mountain that way. Awesome. 0.3 miles and we are at the Ridge Trail, and then it's just a little dash up to the summit. What do we have?
So I'm pretty sure the common name is like old man's beard lichen, because it looks like a beard. That lets you know we got some really great air quality up here. Lichens are a great, what's called like indicator species. So lets us know we're in a really good environment here.
So yeah, 0.3 miles to the summit of Liberty.
Yep.
And then 1.5 miles from there to Flume. Just broke above tree line here. There's the Franconia Ridge, little haystack, Lincoln, Lafayette all the way up there at the top. You can see the Bonds, Mount Garfield. That's Mount Garfield right there. To the left here, facing northwest, we have Cannon Mountain, and then you have the Kinsmans. Think, Dexter? Yeah, we have reached the summit of Mount Liberty. You guys are going to enjoy this hike quite a bit if you are able to get up here in the White Mountains and hike, I'll keep coming back to this peak, to this mountain range my entire life. As long as these mountains are here and I'm able to. Yeah. This is just, you can't really describe how beautiful it is up here. You just have to, I can show you all the drone shots and all the footage I want, but it doesn't beat actually coming up here and seeing it for yourselves. Loon Mountain over there, that's where I got married. The town of Lincoln over there. I believe that's Mount Musalaki. Mount Musalaki is over there. Kinsman Mountains. And look at Mount Flume over there. Awesome. That is our second destination of the day. 4,000 foot peak number 2.
Over there.
Got the geological marker.
Yeah.
What do you got?
So, I started making this kind of hummusy stuff
Leave it.
with black beans. So I take some black beans, mix it with some peanut butter, some lime juice, and some powdered ginger, some powdered coriander. And if you want to really splurge, take this honey ginger balsamic vinegar from this olive oil place in Providence, and you mix it up in an immersion blender, and I just eat it by the spoonful. It's so good. Or you can have it on a cracker.
That's awesome. That sounds really good. And these unreal, these are so good.
Oh, isn't it so good? Unreal.
Everybody needs to go out and buy these. Give these guys a try.
I was standing outside waiting for you. You were always taking time, baby, playing it through. I was calling out your name, with my eyes on the wall. You were running like a ghost from me. You were running from it all. You got me waiting, I'm on fire. You got me waiting, my desire. Keep on moving to the purpose now, to the ending of the ocean. Keep on moving to the purpose now, to the ending
The best part about hiking in the spring is soft snow and glissading down the mountain, as Matthew just demonstrated. It makes getting down the mountain a little bit more fun, a little bit more fast, if you're as daring as Matthew is. Make sure you scope out the section first, control your speed somehow, don't hit a tree. Remember, help is hours away. Glissading, that's what it's called.
keep on moving to the purpose now, to the ending of the ocean. Keep on moving to the purpose now, to the ending.
Dude,
I feel like you might be away, away.
to the summit of Mount Flume. There's no wind, and it is a sunny day, and we have reached our second 4,000 foot peak. You can see Liberty. That is where we just came from, and we traversed 1.5 miles, went down a deep col. You know, we went down over 450 feet to the lowest point and then came all the way back up. We're gonna have to backtrack. We're gonna end up backtracking and going back up to Liberty and back the way we came, but we're going to enjoy this summit. We're gonna fly the drone a little bit because there's no wind, and we're gonna get some good shots. So.
How about these peaks over here? What we got?
That's the northern section of the Franconia Range, Franconia Ridge, and it starts with Little Haystack, which is not an official 4,000 foot peak, but after that you have Mount Lincoln, that's just over 5,000 feet high, and then Lafayette, the furthest, the whitest, most snow-covered peak up there. That's Lafayette, the tallest mountain outside of the presidential range, and the elevation I believe is 5,260 feet. Before I show you the beer, I'm going to tell you that Mount Flume gets its name from this natural granite gorge, which is 700 feet long, and it's about 12 to 20 feet wide in sections, so it's this really dramatic, long gorge with walls that are 70 to 90 feet high, and the Flume brook actually flows into the Flume Gorge, and it's a really popular tourist site. It's actually the visitor center, and the park is owned by the state of New Hampshire. So every year, thousands of tourists go and they see the dramatic walls and all the granite and the water rushing through it. And this is where it starts. The water starts from the top of this mountain, and yeah. So
I heard that it's pretty family friendly too. Like lots of boardwalks.
Lots of boardwalks. Yeah.
So
that's,
if
you have children, that's definitely a good place to start hiking in the White Mountains. If you want to just some nice safe boardwalks and railings, and but it's beautiful as well. So
excellent.
Okay, so as we always do, we have a special beer that we bring with us on the hike. So this is a special release that was released by Great North Ale Works, the brewery that I work for, just a few days ago. It's Cerveza de Leche, and it's actually our milk stout. That's the base of this beer. And then we add Ecuadorian organic raw cocoa powder to it. We add some vanilla, some cold brew coffee made by A&E Coffee Roasters, a local coffee roaster in Manchester, New Hampshire, and also is rounded out with some cinnamon and the special ingredient, which is a chili pepper blend, which my father-in-law actually grows hot peppers every season, dehydrates the peppers, and then creates this pepper blend that he calls Effin' Hot, and it's got ghost peppers and Carolina Reaper and all those, and we actually used just 4 ounces of that pepper blend for about 1,300 gallons of beer. That's all it took to give this a little bit of kick. So
there you go.
Anyway, that was a lot of information, but cheers, guys.
And
Ooh,
good stuff.
boy, that's good.
There you go.
That's yummy. Brew with a view, baby. Well, we have concluded our hike here on the Franconia Range. We have summited both Liberty and Mount Flume, and I really can't recommend these peaks enough. They're extremely accessible from Interstate 93 and the Liberty Spring Trail, the Appalachian Trail. Very manageable trail if if you're not really used to hiking here in the White Mountains. So today we were very fortunate with the weather. There's been minimal wind and we've had lots of sunshine. So Can't thank my friend Matthew enough.
It's great.
And yeah, I hope you had fun.
Oh man, we saw a lot of cool stuff along the way. A lot of, saw some cool birds, met some cool people.
Met some cool people, yeah, a bunch of people out today hiking as well.
Got to reunite with my next door neighbor. Like,
Hey.
happen too often.
No, life is good.
Yep.
Life is good, guys. So I think Dexter's ready to head back, but I know that he had fun today as well. So thank you very much for watching my videos. Hope you enjoy all the other videos that I have here on my YouTube channel. Until next time, Gets Wild.